I just wanted to see if I could see through that. Good morning. Oh, hi, you. Oh, hi, you. How's it going? Good morning to you. I hope all is well.
This is not a game.
This is not a game. Spirit's reprimanding me. Let me just fix that a little. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning. I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is having a fantastic morning. Good morning, Michael, Catherine, Kyra. Just clearing the field. Good morning, Autumn. Good morning. Good coffee today. So far, Spirit has said coordinates, their nationality, play music, entities of darkness. This is not a game. Good morning, everybody. Hello. I'm just waiting for some people to come in. I'm clearing the field. Come on in, everybody. Good morning. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I know it's very early, so your day hasn't started yet, but I hope that you're in that mood. I hope you're in a mood that's going to bring you joy throughout the day. And if you're not, I hope that you catch it and you find a way to transmute it. What is going on here? No. Oh, 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 Jiminy Crickets. There we go. Good morning. Hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Patience. I am your favorite spirit medium, host of Spirit News podcast 222 on the clock on all major platforms. What's up, Eric? What up? Thanks for being here. We are the hosts of Spirit News, where we bring you higher perspectives of linear views with my very own spirit team, the Guild of the Golden Triangle, Mish, Mirabelle, and Mantis. I'm yellow because of my light. See, I could be blue. I could be a mix of both. But I think this one's nice and warm and cozy. So I like this one. Good morning. Thank you for being here. My name is Patience. I'm a spirit medium. I am developing my gifts in real time with my very own spirit team. And we're putting and documenting and observing all of the things. And we're putting it in our TikTok for you as we learn, as we go on this journey, for you to not to do it like us, but to know that it's being done. So, what the dog doing? What the dog doing? You look like my friend Bo Kerr. Oh, thank you. I like your teeth. Oh, thank you. Smile, per se. Thanks, Kenny. Can you do me, please? No, I cannot. I will not do you, sir. Kenny Omar. You don't? Do your lips ever touch when you speak? Do my lips ever touch when I speak? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just talking. I'm talking about the cards. We just do me. Oh, do your cards? I gotcha. You guys are so funny. I love coming on here, honestly. I really love connecting with you guys, seeing who resonates, who I'm attracting at this time in this new energy. If you want to check out more formatted, more structured, more metaphysical information, you can go check out our podcast, Spirit News. It's on all major platforms. You can find it through the link in the bio, or you can search Spirit News in any podcast that you love engine, and it'll pop up. And I love you so much. I'm so grateful to be here. We post for you every single weekend, every Saturday and Sunday morning. We are here for you. We are here for you, constant and consistent as the sun and the moon. We're here for you. We love you so much. We want you to know that we care about you. You are cared for. You are loved. You are thought about. You are precious. You are worthy of love. And we want everyone to feel the joy that we feel every day doing our spiritual work, walking our spiritual path. So, who is spirit? Spirit to us, Lokesh said, who is spirit? Spirit to us is like a catch all phrase for all benevolent, loving energies, our angels, spirit guides, ancestors, loved ones, beings of love and light, God, Holy Divine Spirits, Holy Mother, Father, whatever you want to label it, Holy Divine Creator, Source Prime Creator, pure positive energy, whatever you want to label it. So thank you so much for being here. So we do have, oh yeah, I was going to say, gotcha is my catchphrase. Good for you. Chicken nugget master. Nothing. Chicken nugget spamming. Yeah, chicken nugget is spamming. What's up? What's up, everybody? I'm so happy you're here. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button so you know when we're posting. We do every weekend, Saturday and Sunday morning at 6 a.m. We do a true crime and we do a celebrity read, or we try to. Oh, thank you, Bradley. Thank you so much. I need chicken nuggets, but I have nothing. Hey, will D break no contact? I don't know. I'm not that kind of psychic. Both spirit and God are same. Yes. Yeah. Spirit says everything is everything. So everything is God. God created everything. And I don't really like to say God because then it implies like some man sitting in a cloud. But I do like Source Prime Creator or the Creator or Divine Creator or Father, Holy Father. I like all those. Those resonate with me. I think that I don't know. It's like what came first, the chicken or the egg? I think that we are God's creation, having a human experience, but we are also a part of God. Do I think that we are the creator? I don't know. That's the argument. Like, well, if God created us, then wouldn't we be part of God or the creator? If creator created us, or if we're a part of creator, does that mean we are creator? I mean, I think it's both. I don't think that we are gods, but I think that we're parts of the creator having experiences for the creator to know themselves. That's what I think. Oh, thank you, Chicken Nugget. I hope you get the nuggets you need. That's good then, because I work during the week so I can see your pretty face on the weekend. Oh, thanks, Eric. We have God in us. That's why angels love us. Absolutely. Angels do love you. Angels love you so much. The the reason why I have so much self-love is because I opened myself up to receiving the love of divine Holy Spirit. And that I'm going to cry because I cry every time I think about it. Their love is so unconditional. It's so unconditional. It's so high vibrational that once you feel that amount of love, you can never not feel loved again. It's really, really a fantastic feeling. I want everybody to feel it. I want everyone to know that it's possible to feel this amount of love for yourself. I truly, truly do. I'm very passionate about that. And I hope that in my work of documenting my own spiritual journey and taking the advice of my spirit team in real time and showing you the way that it's unfolding helps you understand the way it works. And I try to feel it, yes. And I'm new to the channel. What's the live about? Hi, Jorge or George. Today we're gonna do a read with Angie Stone and D'Angelo. Excuse my voice. I got a little rough in my voice this morning, but I'm gonna continue. I feel good. It's just my voice is a little raw. My holistic approach to God is that literally everything is a part of Him. Absolutely. This means bad is also a part of Him. Absolutely. If I draw something, it originates as my thought. Without me, that thought. Well, that's funny you're talking about thought, actually. Without me, that thought wouldn't exist, and therefore the drawing wouldn't either. The drawing explains me, not just the subject of the drawing. If I draw a tree, the drawing conveys how I see it. Absolutely, Lokesh. Yes, your perspective is original and unique to you, and that is valuable to Source Prime Creator. Every experience is valuable to the Creator, even the bad ones. That's why we come here. As a spirit medium, I talk to a lot of crossed over loved ones, and I'm actually relearning my gift from childhood. Everybody's psychic, everybody has an electromagnetic field, everyone's a part of Prime Source Creator. Emotional depth, Spirit just said, emotional depth. Yes, we come here to focus our emotions, to be able to feel them physically, to be able to experience love physically, to experience hate physically, to feel emotions in a physical vessel is the reason we come here, or one of many reasons. I won't say it's the prime reason. I'm sorry, I've lost my mind. Well, you can't lose something that's not yours. It's not lost, it's just misplaced for a little bit. I love you, Midnight Gardener. Thanks. I love farting. It's so I was going to say revealing. That's so revealing. You know what? It's part of being human, right? The lost. Spirit said the lost. Well, listen. Thank you so much for being here. I truly, truly appreciate you. I appreciate all the love and support. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're subscribing so you know when we post. We try to post all week for you on TikTok. If you want to follow our socials, we have a link tree. You can go through the bio to find it. We'd absolutely love to have you. All are accepted, none are rejected. We're really happy to be here. Okay, so I wanted to talk to Angie Stone and D'Angelo. If you guys don't know, if you live under a rock, that's totally fine. They're singers from my childhood. Um, they're completely part of my high school childhood. Angie Stone, I will say she sang a lot of songs. It says Angela Laverne Stone was an American singer, songwriter, rapper, actress, and record producer. With a career spanning over 4 decades, she has been recognized for her contributions to the development of hip hop and neo soul. Absolutely. Yeah, super, super pivotal in my memory. Like, she was a big part of my high school childhood. I saw her always on MTV, singing her, what was that song called? She sings about the black brother. She's like, Black brother, I love ya. I'll never try to hurt ya. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true. Polly, I am tired. I worked a 14-hour shift yesterday. I did. I worked a 14. You are so very special. Oh, 21. 21. And then also, we wanted to speak to D'Angelo because get this, you guys. D'Angelo, you guys have to know D'Angelo. Please tell me you know D'Angelo. D'Angelo is part of my childhood as well. He sings a bunch of songs, but Brown Sugar, babe, I get high on your love. I don't know how to behave, Brown Sugar, babe. I freaking love D'Angelo. And then he had that song where he was like naked, the video, he was like completely naked and like barely, like it almost showed his wee wee and he was like all buff and stuff. Yup, D'Angelo. Exactly. Yes, exactly, John Williams. He passed over. Misunderstand. So I had a few things, but get this. So the weird part about it is Angie Stone and D'Angelo had a child together. Did you guys know that? They had a child together. But what's really bizarre is that they died the same year. This year. They both died the same year in totally different circumstances. Like, what? That's kind of odd, don't you think? Two people who had a baby together die within the same year as each other? I don't know. I just find it just rubs me the wrong way. Celebrity month of fighting evil gods. Help found God again. Celebrating. Oh, congratulations, Polly. Yes. Finding joy. If you're not religious and you don't want to believe in God, just find joy. It's the same thing. Pure positive energy. Good for you. It's called a car crash. Yes, Andrew. So Angie Stone died in a car crash, but what was strange about it is that she was on a tour bus. They got hit by a, oh no, wait. You know what? Let me not butcher it. Let me not. So she was in her tour bus going on tour. The tour bus got hit or something happened to it, and members of the band got hurt, but she escaped out of that without being hurt and someone helped her out. But then get this, a car or a semi truck or something comes and runs her over, and then that's when she dies. Don't you guys think that's a little odd? And also, to add to that, she was speaking out about her record label. She was speaking about how the record label stole millions of dollars from her over her 4-decade span of being in in the community and being in the entertainment industry. She was speaking out about that. She was going public and oh, thank you, Midnight Gardener. What do the cards say about a future between us? Gardner, I'm the future between us is here every weekend. I'm here for you and I will be here for you. Thank you for the messages. Thank you for the $2 donation. So, I find that to be strange. Now, D'Angelo, he passed in October. She passed in March of this year, March 1st, and he passed in October 14th. Just last week, you guys. Okay? And so what I find strange is that she died March 1st, which you add that up, that's a 4. And then D'Angelo died on the 14th. That's a 4. So that's very unusual. Or I think it is, like spiritually, like synchronistically. You know, I just think there's something weird going on. So I've been getting some, I know that he died of pancreatic cancer, a private battle with pancreatic cancer. What does your sweater say? It says saint. I know it's hard to read because it's in Old English, but it says saint. So he died of pancreatic cancer, and yesterday, Spirit said pancreatic cancer. I'm gonna go have a good day, you weirdos. Well, have a fabulous day. The 4th is a 5. I know, but it has a 4 in it. I'm not adding the 1 and the 4. But I'm just, you have to understand something about energy. Energy is very fluid. It's very flexible. It's very connected in so many ways that it's like you can't even wrap your mind around it. Like, if 4s are relevant, like you have to remember that everything is connected. And so I'm just trying to like make connections. And some people might say, oh, you're reaching. It doesn't matter if I'm reaching or not. The 4 is still relevant, you know? So it's like, don't be so masculine in your thinking about that. Try to be a little more feminine and be open to what the synchronicities are, okay? And 1414 on my live right now. 1414 on my live. So how do you feel about trans people? I love all people. If that's what their experience is, then that's what their experience is. Gotcha, gotcha. I'm with you. Gotcha, patience. Keep your head up. A value that rises above hidden vaults and honesty forged in the quiet endurance of wounds. Refinement demands a deliberate act, holding the raw form steady in the tight embrace of the crucible. Well, I don't know what that means, but it sounds very poetic. I'm so smitten over your feminine energy. Oh, thanks you. Thanks you. Thanks you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're feeling it. I do. I have a little bit of feminine, a little bit of masculine. Ever feel like you're in a gotcha moment, patience? Gotcha moment. I don't know. No. No, not off the bat. I don't. Everything made of 3 components. Those 3 components are products of energy vibrations. We all, yes, absolutely. Lokesh gets it. Lokesh gets it. Like feeling trapped. I have had moments where I felt trapped, and that's when I asked for divine guidance from my spirit team. And because not sometimes, but your spirit team is meant to be a part of your experience here, but we've been cut off from that knowing. And you connect through your feminine energy. I mean, and your masculine energy, but in different ways. And they're here to help you see things that trap you that you aren't aware of. If you're feeling trapped, it's usually some kind of emotional blockage or some kind of action you took in an emotional state that caused kind of like dominoes to fall. If so, explain them with gotchas. I don't know what that means. Alrighty, well, listen. I think that we're gonna begin now. Okay, I'm gonna begin. I'm gonna try to interact as much as possible. Please don't think I'm ignoring you. It's hard to concentrate with spirit and interact, so I'll try my best to do that. I love interacting with you guys, so I definitely want you to be a part of this reading because I want us all to be learning how to read energy because we are energetic and going into the future, into New Earth. We're going to be communicating differently, and it will involve more energetic exchange, more telepathy, more emotional reading, things like that. So I did get a song this morning. I got a song and a dream. So you guys know if you watch me, I like to start off that way. So the song was, and it was so romantic. It was so cute, you guys. I think these two were truly in love. I really do. The song was Can't Help Falling in Love. But I think this is a two-way street. So listen to this. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Oh, shall I stay? Should it be a sin? Oh, if I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea. Darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. You guys, they had a baby together. They didn't get to have a relationship because of, I think, because of the entertainment industry is kind of like the vibe I'm getting. But so that's the two-way street is that, they found each other in the entertainment industry, but the entertainment industry is a machine that wouldn't allow those two people to really cultivate a relationship together. I think because of their age difference and also, the entertainment pushes this idea for the for the talent that they're not going to want to buy your records if they think that you're in a relationship together. They have to be able to imagine, the people have to be able to imagine that they can be with you, and that's something that's going to propel your music career. And, maybe that's true in some cases, but that's a very limiting thought. And they're all about making money. You got to remember that the entertainment industry, the end game is for them to make money and to be in control of their talent and to be able to control the talent in that way. So sad too that died. Yes, and they died in the same year. And so there's something about them making a choice. They chose to not be together, but I don't know if it was the right one. They chose their career over love. And I'm not saying they didn't love each other. I'm sure they had a lot of love for each other, but they were both also very successful in the music industry. And so there's some kind of limiting belief that they couldn't have both. And Spirit says that's just not true. Oh yeah, the other thing that Spirit said is alternate pathways. We're coming out of this old world age of that things are done a certain way, and we're starting to learn about energy and the way that frequency works and attraction works, magnetic attraction. And if you want something, you have to create it through your thoughts and through your emotions. Oh, hello, Haji. Hello, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. And so, Lokesh, I disagree with you with that. We absolutely do have free will. I disagree with you with that. In my timeline, in my opinion, I disagree with that. I actually feel like the misunderstanding of the law of free will is what gets people in a lot of trouble, because they don't understand how free will works. And that could be something with this reading. Okay. Does Maverick have feelings for me, and when will he show them? I'll explain gotcha for you more. Ah, Mr. Brad Boy, I love that you want to explain gotcha to me, but
Rebirth daily.
rebirth daily. Spirit just said rebirth daily. If anything is meant for you, it will be easy. That's what I'll say. To anybody who's asking if so and so is going to reach out to me, does so and so like me? If it's meant to be for you, then it'll be. You just have to let go, and you will attract what is meant for you. Anything that's not meant for you will not come to you. And that's like the easiest way I could put it. If you're being repelled by someone, or someone's not reaching out in the way that you think they should, they're probably not meant for you. Okay, so that was the song I got, and then the dream I got is very significant. So I got a dream this morning, and it was showing me. It wasn't with Angie and D'Angelo, but I think it is relevant for this situation. Spirit was showing me like a timeline or a place or dimension where, or in the spirit realm, I don't know, where what happens is these certain powers, it could be the entertainment industry, it is the entertainment industry, because there was multiple, I don't know what to call them, there was like influencers, there was celebrities, there was music artists, and they were showing me the outcome of what happens to, these influential people over time, and they were starting to all become like the same. They were starting to all be like cookie cutter versions of themselves. They were starting to like eat the same food and drink the same drink, and they were just very like copies of each other. And then it went in further, and I started investigating in the dream why these certain influencers were mimicking very similar behaviors and patterns through everything, the way they look, the way they talk, the way they dress. It was kind of weird. So then I'm going to these different places as an interviewer, and I'm interviewing these celebrities or influencers, and I'm asking them questions to try to figure out why they're all the same. Like, what did they all do? There has to be like a common denominator. They're all in the same industry. So I started asking them, like, well, how did you get in the business? Who did you talk to? No, no, no. And then as I talk to more and more, I start to realize that there's a common denominator. They all didn't have protection. And I was like, well, what does that mean? Like, on what level? Oh no, it was that I went to this restaurant and I was eating with it was like an online influencer, and he had a spiritual advisor. He had a spiritual advisor. It was this like old woman, this tiny, tiny old woman, 21, 21 on the timer. And 12 over here, 12 on TikTok. He had a spiritual advisor, and the way that she divinated was this dough. It was like this like a pie dough almost. And she had it in a circle, and she had this like marble cutter, and she was cutting the dough in a line really slowly, and she was saying that they're cut off from their protection. And I said, in what way? And she said, spiritually. She said, there's some kind of ritual that gets done. And I don't know what the ritual is, and she didn't tell me. And so I don't know that part. But she said there's something that they have these people go through that cuts them off from their protection from divine spirit. So they're not protected. So they're like vulnerable, I guess, energetically to like intrusive thought, to like, oh, dress this way, and they're like receiving a transmission that's the same, that is telling them to do this and that, but it's coming in as their own thoughts. And I was like, so they're all doing the same thing because of one common denominator. There's a single source transmission that's like sending out thoughts and waves to the people of influence to dress this way and do this way. And if you don't do that, if you want to stray from, or if you want to pick up on those transmissions and ignore them, or not, or realize that they're not yours, then you become dinner. Spirit just said dinner. Then you become dinner. Basically, you become eradicated. You're like not needed. You've like jumped ship. So there's something about that here. And I have maybe at the top of the deck. So you're sort of very special. There's something about, Angie alluded to the fact that they stole a lot of money from her. And because she was so outspoken, they took a lot of opportunities from her as well. And so, one thing about both of these people is that, as famous as they were at the certain height and time that they were at, like when I was in high school, they were very popular. They fell off at some point and nobody's heard of them. Nobody heard from them. They did a lot of things and then all of a sudden they kind of like fell off. So there's something about them possibly not wanting to play the game, not wanting to, they wanted to at first, but at what cost, So D'Angelo got pancreatic cancer. Angie Stone couldn't get her money. They wouldn't give her money. So it's kind of like that. I subscribed and gave the channel a like. Oh, thank you. I'm going to get ready for the day. It's like 6:45 here in Tennessee. Oh, keep having a positive mindset. Thank you, George. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Have a great day. I hope you have a wonderful day at work. Okay, so let's continue. I was drawn to my magic cards. I don't know what'll come out, but I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you so much for everyone's energy, sharing energy with me. Let's get into it, all right? Angie Stone, D'Angelo, thank you so much for being here. I am so grateful to get your perspective, to bring a message through. If there's anything you'd like to share with us, I invite you into my energy field with Archangel Michael. Please tell us what we're missing. What do you want us to know? Oh my gosh. Vampiric clerk, creature, sanguine savior. Let me look. Disguise. When sanguine savior is turned face up, another target creature can control gains lifelink until end of turn. Disguise cost. Flying lifelink. What is that called? It's called contagion or something. Spirit taught me about this thing called contagion, or let me look it up. Contagion? No, that's not it. What is that? It's when two people share an emotional bond. It's when two people are connected or binded to each other. It's something contagion. Damn it, I can't think of it now. But it makes me think of that. Vampire cleric. Flying lifelink. Disguised. Disguise cost. When sanguine savior is turned face up, another target creature you control gains lifelink until end of return, until end of turn. Something about a hidden, bo- like a binding. Maybe that's why they died in the same year, a life link. When one dies, the other one has to die. There's some kind of bindment that they made together. Vampire cleric. Some kind of like, I mean, I don't want to say that it's parasitic. I don't want to say it's parasitic, like I don't know, but that's kind of what it feels like. Almost like a hidden binding mechanism that bound these two together where they fed off each other energetically. We're talking about energy here. So if one gains and the other one gains, if one dies, the other one dies. You know, whatever happens to one happens to the other, kind of thing. Something like that. Please clarify. Please continue to clarify that. Patron of the arts. Dragon Noble. It's okay, my mother owns the museum. There was some kind of there was some kind of appearing in photos. I was just gonna say there was some kind of attachment, and there was something about them being what's it called, groomed. Like there was some accusations of almost said Jill Scott, of Angie Stone grooming D'Angelo because of the age difference. Now he wasn't a minor at all, but she is, I think it's 13 years older than him. I think it's supernatural. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, I told you there's some kind of supernatural like bond here. He may have been chasing her or something because of something she did to bind him to her. It kind of reminds me of, we watched this movie with the kids called Strange Magic, and in the movie, the bog king wants, or I'm sorry, the fairy prince wants to put a love spell on the fairy princess because he wants to marry her, but she hates him. And so she goes into the dark forest and meets the bog king, and they fall in love, and love's the only thing that can break the love spell. But if you put a love spell on somebody that is already in love with someone else, it backfires and they end up hating you. I'm not saying that happens with this, but there could be something about a love spell, or there's something about some kind of binding. And I don't know much about like magic. I don't know much about it. I really don't. But I do know, like, energetically, if you are into that and you say you were to do a love spell to somebody because you want them to come back to you or you want them to love you or whatever, what you're really saying to the universe is that you're not lovable. And so when you put your intention into wanting to bind yourself to somebody so they love you, it'll actually, over time, have the opposite effect, and they'll end up hating you. So there's something about that here. Something about some kind of life link. D'Angelo needing Angie Stone for his career, and Angie Stone wanting to be needed or something, something like that. Enchantment. I cannot make it up. Enchantment. Oh, I don't think I showed you guys this card. Love destroys your bank account. Love doesn't destroy anything. If love destroyed something, or if you feel like love made you weak, it's because it wasn't actually love. Love fixes everything. Love is the answer. Love is the key. Love is not disposable. It's the one thing. that it's the only emotion that's truly real that exists. So, Spirit said Denise. I don't know if there's a Denise that's relevant. Fiery emancipation. Emancipation. Yeah. I told you. I cannot make it up, you guys. There's something about there's something about we use the word grooming, but I think it needs another word. It's almost like a novice and a master. When you go under a teacher's wing to be taught something and they have, I don't want to say power over you, but they'll have, I don't know how to explain this. D'Angelo may have felt that his attachment to Angie was something he wanted to get away from. He didn't want to be attached to her all the time because he didn't want people to think that his success was because of her and not because of his own talent. But there's something about in the beginning of his career, because Angie's already a seasoned veteran at this point and already has pull and is already in the entertainment industry. There's something about taking him under her wing and feeling that, entitlement to his energy and binding herself to him in some way, and him wanting to have fiery emancipation from her, but he's under some kind of enchantment and this is energetically. This doesn't have to refer to magic, but when you're emotionally tied to someone, containment. Containment. Let me see if that's it. Containment? Containment? Oh, wait. Containment? And the act of policy of keeping something within limits. Yeah, he may have felt that. And I'm not saying that this is magic. I don't think it's like rituals. I think it's emotion, which emotion is energy. So if she felt entitled to him, like I helped you get where you are, and she would kind of maybe throw that in his face a little, I don't know, that would make him upset, and it would make him feel like, well, I want to be able to do this without you. And that could have been something that got in the way of them, another thing that got in the way of them having a relationship that caused an enchantment. It caused a fiery emancipation. So there could have been like, fights between them. I do get that they had love for each other, but there's a lot of human pride and ego in this energy, where one felt entitled to the other and one felt like, well, I want to be able to do it on my own kind of thing. It says right here, it's okay, my mother owns the museum. It may have felt like, almost like that, like a little bit like a mothering energy instead of like a lover energy, because they're kind of like an odd couple in their age gap. And so that might have been something that held them back from really investing into the relationship. Mighty Tobrand struck the invading phalanx like a bolt from the heavens. When the light faded, only ash remained around him. Yeah, it could have been very tumultuous at times, with their head, maybe, and I have maybe right here. And so that could have been something that held them back in a lot of ways. From each other, I mean. From each other. Tell me more. Oh my gosh, I have Sanguine Savior twice. Vampiric Cleric. I have it twice. So yeah, there's definitely some. Oh, I wish I could freaking remember what that phrase is. Spirit, please help me. I just can't think of it. I'm sorry, I can't think of it, but that's what this is. It's like some kind of they're binded together. Spider, menace, reach. There's a magnifying glass here. So spirits like keep digging. Okay. Keep looking. All right, tell me more. Where should I go? Where should I go? Where should I go? Let's do some word tiles. Should we do some word tiles? Good morning. Pokemon cards? No, they were magic cards. I think I might do some word tiles. Or should we do Trivial Pursuit? Do you want to do Trivial Pursuit? We can do some trivia. Alright, we'll do some trivia. Let's get some colors. Alright, we got 2 blue, green, yellow, and pink. Measure. Alright, let's see. Alright. Let's do blue. What nation honors the folk figure La China Poblana as a symbol of its trade ties to Asia? Mexico. What nation honors the folk figure La China Poblana as a symbol of its trade ties to Asia? There's something here about honoring something, some kind of figure, as a symbol of its ties to something. They may have honored some kind of figure as a symbolic tie to something they believed in. Tell me more. Let's do another blue. Or let's do yellow. What was Eric Weinhenmeyer? What was Eric Weinhenmeyer, the first blind man in history to stand atop and take a sniff around on May 25th, 2001? Mount Everest. There's something that D'Angelo may have been blind to. Something that he may have started to sniff around about. Something that got him to the top. Something that blinded him. Something he was blind to. What fish common to the U.S. Northwest had 26 species listed as endangered in the 1990s? Salmon. What fish common to the U.S. Northwest had 26 subspecies listed as endangered in the 1990s? What should weight loss diets be based on? Oh. According to naturopathic Dr. Peter D'Adamo, controversial, eat right for your type. D'Angelo D'Adamo, I cannot make it up. Right here. Yellow. So there's something about, there's something about the entertainment industry and some kind of symbolic figure and the expectations of what D'Angelo should look what D'Angelo needed to do. Like instead of being able to do it his own way, there's lots of things that he was expected to do to be part of this entertainment industry. Instead of just being able to sing and have fun, there's lots of things that, he was probably about his weight, about the way he looked, about eating. There's also something about him be more of a naturopath or something controversial. There's some kind of something he was blinded to that he didn't know about, so about some symbolic figure that has ties to the entertainment industry, something that he started to sniff around about because they kept telling him that he didn't have the proper type of etiquette. He didn't speak right. He didn't look right. He couldn't do this and he couldn't do that. There's something like that. That I don't know if this is Angie criticizing him or if this is the entertainment or this is how they both felt about the entertainment industry. This could be why they were so some celebrities are like, yes men. They say yes to every, look this way, look that. Oh my gosh, that has to do with my dream. You guys, I just said my dream. The entertainment industry has this like expectation of like what gets viral, like a look and a certain vibe and a certain, type and a certain body and a certain whatever. They have this like formula and they make everyone fit inside that formula because to them it's like, well, it's been proven to work and so we're here to make money. Instead of allowing people to just be themselves, it just creates, everyone is the same. Everyone looks the same. Everyone talks the same. And so there's something about that, about for both of these people, D'Angelo and Angie. There's something about them being bound or binded to some kind of figure, folk figure that's a symbol of something that they have to honor in order to to play the game, okay? To play the game, a vampire cleric, a lifelink, something that, well, if you don't do it, then you're not going to get played. We have certain things that you have to do, and if you're not going to do it, then we're not going to give you the airtime. We're not going to give you the songs. We're not going to give you, it's something like that. And they're not used to that. They have their own way of speaking. Y'all, he might say y'all a lot. I think they're both from, let me see where they're from. Yeah, she's from South Carolina and he's from Richmond, Virginia. So, they could have been very different for the entertainment industry. So there's definitely something about that. Tell me more. Let's do this pink one. What sci-fi show is known to netizens as setting Star Trek: The Next Generation? So there's definitely something weird going on. Something that is a million international, something that's a part of a international millionaires club or something that controls who the major leagues are, something that describe it in 50 words or less. Croc rules, something that's ruled by crocodiles, lizard people, and that's metaphorical. Very cold, very calculating, very conniving, very like predatory. Okay. Damn. All right, we'll do a yellow and then we'll do the next one. What kind of crabs compete in the Miss Crustacean USA beauty pageant? Blue crabs, fiddler crabs, or hermit tree crabs? Hermit tree crabs, yeah. Crabs in a barrel. Where the entertainment industry is like crabs in a barrel. fighting to get to the top, doing whatever they are told to do in order to stay on top. So that's the vampire part. That's the life link. That's like, if you want to stay on top, you got to do this. Okay, I'm going to get into more of the details of that. Let's do the word tiles. Spirit, what is this crab in a barrels thing? Like, what are you saying? What do they have to do that makes them uncomfortable? Because just saw cycle. Because I will say that I just saw innards. Oh my gosh, innards. Innards. Block. Something, because there is something about a subspecies a subspecies that honors a a folkloric figure that's a symbol to the ties of something. Which basically they may follow some kind of folkloric figure as some kind of symbol of power or something that I don't know, requires them to do something. I'm not sure. What does it require them to do? Despise. Something they despise. Something about innards. Block innards. They could block you if you don't agree. That's the lifelink, mammoth. That's the lifelink. It's like, well, if you don't participate, then you die. If you don't go along with what we say, then you get your jobs taken away. You're not going to be part of the inner circle, something like that. What do they have to do to remain on top? I think it's what they say, dress how we say, eat what we say, look how we say, talk as we say. We want to control because when you're in the entertainment industry, you're an asset. You're like, they're supposedly investing in your talent. But that's so weird. It's because it's like, well, if you want all the talent to be the same because you think you found some formula that works, then how is anyone, supposed to pursue their own authenticity? Everyone becomes the same. Okay. Show. Block show. I cannot make it up. Innards block, despise mammoth show. Despise your mammoth talent. No matter how talented you are, it doesn't matter. You're just an object to them. You're just an object that needs to go out, sing on stage, dance your dance, sing your songs, and make the money. That's all we need you to do. And if you want to make it, then you have to be skinny as a rail, and you have to, be on the verge of destroying yourself, because you're so tired and something like that. So there's definitely something that was not working for them. Bulbous. Yeah, because these people that are these subspecies, they're calling them subspecies humans. They can't stomach them. You're not allowed to question things. I have question in reverse. You're not allowed to question their kingdom. You're just supposed to go along with it, gun in reverse, to your detriment. Just go along with it. Don't question why we're having you do this. Just do it, kind of thing. And that didn't really sit right with them, which, yeah, obviously that's why they kind of fell off pants. Yeah, they want to wear the pants and be in control, otherwise they control your rhythm. Amazing, thank you. Amazing, thank you. All right, I got it. So there's definitely something here about a subspecies. Oh, I gotta put this puzzle piece in. Oh, I didn't do it. Sorry, TikTok makes me do this puzzle thing. Okay. So there's something about both of them experiencing, even though they're wildly talented, a lot of blockages because they weren't willing to do certain things that were required by this conglomerate, by these bulbous mammoth heads. that want to wear the pants. Don't ask questions. Just do as we're telling you. Otherwise, we're going to destroy your career. And then they can do that because they have the money, they have the time, they have the resources. And so it's definitely showing here that that may have been a factor in this situation. Okay. Oh my God, how am I at an hour already? What should I do? We'll do some inbox cards. Okay, we'll do inbox. We'll do some inbox cards. Angie, D'Angelo, please tell me more. What is this? What is this binding? This. Oh, I wish I could remember what that was called. Hi, Susie. Kids are looking great. Let's grab brunch this week. Hey, we're parkouring after school again. You still on the team? This is the 4th practice you've missed. Give me a sec to compose a text explaining how little I actually care. No, this isn't supposed to be in there. What is your most memorable dream? Oh, the dream. I gotcha. The dream. The dream. And I have, oh my God, I'm throbbing right now. That's gross. That's gross. I'm gonna say one thing and one thing only. I don't give a fuck. And that's right under, give me a sec to compose a text explaining how little I actually care. So this is giving me like trying to get in again, trying to get in, trying to find a way to, hey, let's grab lunch, trying. D'Angelo and Angie may have been trying to find a way to reconnect or something, or find a way to overcome the obstacles that the entertainment put in front of them by being themselves, being authentic, coming out with the truth, speaking out. Hey, honey.
Can you read what this says?
I've already lost so much time. This mortal prince could get old and wrinkled. I don't want to marry an old man, so it's no time to waste. Oh my gosh, I've already lost so much time.
I made this horse.
Oh, it's really cool, honey. Alright, I'm almost done. I'm gonna come up and look at that, okay? I love you.
These ones are angry now. The anyone question.
Okay, I'll read it later. I'm in the middle. I'll be out in a minute, okay? I love you. That's so funny because that thing I just read said I'm too old to get married or something. It was talking about it's too late. It said it's too late. Too late for something. Your most memorable dream. In my dream, the spiritual advisor said that they're cut off from protection. It's too late. Hey, we're parkouring after school again. You still on the team? This is your 4th practice you've missed. So there's something about wanting to separate from the entertainment industry. Not wanting to. Oh, that's where the song comes in. Thank you, Spirit. So there's something about it's too late. It's too late. You're already bound. You're already bound to this contract. You're already bound. You already made a promise. You already made a promise. You already are bound to this contract. We can't break it. The only way to break the contract you've made is death. And then in the song, and I told you in the beginning that it went two ways. Like, I think these two people actually truly loved each other. But the entertainment industry kept telling them that they can't be together because it doesn't work monetarily. You know, that's not something people want to see. They don't want to see, this an older woman be with a younger man type of like situation. So it really got into D'Angelo's head, um, and into Angie's head. And then there's also some factor about D'Angelo, not wanting everyone to think that his fame or that his career was because of Angie. So some weird pride thing about that. And it might have been some fiery emancipation that he made to separate himself from Angie because they had a child together. But there's something about them having some kind of vampiric connection, which could have been both of them binded to, I think, because there's two cards. I don't know if it was to each other or it may have been both, because there's two cards bound to each other and to the contracts that they agreed upon when they were younger to be famous, to have fame and recognition. Okay, but the entertainment industry has, a lot of rules and a lot of expectations, and that's why everyone looks the same. What is your most memorable dream? In my dream, every of the people of influence, they look the same, dress the same, eat the same food. Yeah, bad for the brand. Yeah, exactly. And so, the song says, the song is can't help falling in love. So I said, they were truly in love with each other. They had a lot of love for each other. They really did. But it said, wise men say only fools rush in, and that goes two ways. Rushing in to have this career of their dreams. Oh, good morning, Robin. Rushing in to have. If she would forgive her father, she wouldn't have to live in this fairy tale. I don't know what you're talking about, Midnight Gardener. But it goes two ways. So if like fools rush in, wise men say only fools rush in. They rushed into love. At the height of their career, they had a child out of wedlock, which is fine. That's not a big deal. But they couldn't even nurture the relationship because the entertainment industry is like, that's not going to work for us. And so they have this child. And if anyone has a child, you know how hard it is to co-parent, especially when you have a lot of obstacles in between you that are telling you, you can't be a part of each other's life. You can't do things. So there's that. And then there's also only fools rush in. Would it be a sin? So there's something that they were bound to. And I'm not saying that they did anything like, I mean, in the dream, the spiritual advisor of this celebrity said that they do a ritual for anyone who joins the entertainment industry. There's some kind of ritual, and I don't know what that is exactly, but it's what it is a binding contract to have you not protected, so you can't be protected from with divine protection. So you can be susceptible to intrusive thought or attack or energy attacks, things like that. Can you please speak more about that part of it? What should I do? Can you please speak more to about the ritual for protection? Shattering and growth. The supernal vacuum is like a field in which are sown 10 points of light. Just as each grain of seed grows according to its fertile power, so does each of these points. And just as a seed cannot grow to perfection as long as it maintains its original form, growth coming only from decomposition. So these points could not become perfect configurations as long as they maintain their original form, but only by shattering. Traces of the light adhered to the shards of the shattered vessels. This may be compared to a vessel full of oil. If it breaks and the oil spills out, a bit of the liquid adheres to the shards in the form of drops. Likewise, in our case, a few sparks of light adhered. When the shards descended to the bottom of the world of actualization, they were transformed into the four elements: fire, air, water, and earth, from which evolved the stages of mineral, vegetable, animal, and human. When these materialized, some of the sparks remained hidden within the varieties of existence. You should aim to raise those sparks hidden throughout the world, elevating them to holiness by the power of your soul. The ritual was designed to keep them. Thank you, Spirit. So, whatever the ritual is, was designed to keep them in guilt and shame and just lower emotional states that would have them not able to be protected. When you are protected by divine energy, what that means is that you're not matching energetically guilt, shame, anger, all of the lower emotions that don't match pure, unconditional love. When you walk in joy and gratitude and not in fear, it makes you impervious to energy attacks. But if you were to do a ritual that's designed to make you feel guilt or shame at a really high level, and you don't know how to overcome that, or you don't know how to let go of that, somebody who does something they regret, will have them be susceptible to energetic infiltration. Spirit always says, and you guys will hear us say this a lot if you haven't heard it already, if you watch us, Spirit akins it to a marble and Velcro. When you have a clear field, when you're walking in your divine inheritance, you're like a marble, like a glass marble. And the Velcro is the energy that tries to stick to you, but it doesn't stick because you can't stick a marble to Velcro. And so that's what we're learning about energy. This this ritual is designed to shatter you, so you will not be able to overcome the guilt and shame that it elicits, or that's what they hope. And by keeping you in that energy, that means that anytime they want to send you an energetic attack, or they want to, spiritual warfare or intrusive thought, then it can hit you no matter what, because you have signed over your your I don't know, your ability to overcome that or something. It's not that you can't overcome that, it's that I don't think people understand what the ritual is actually, meant for. It might be, they might package it as something else. Do this and then you'll have everything you want. And so, when you're young and dumb and full of fun, you'll do something when you feel like you have an opportunity. Oh, this is what I have to do, I'll do it. So there's something about some kind of ritual they may have been binded to that they never actually like overcame. Okay, that they never actually were able to integrate back into the and take the pieces and kind of fix their pieces that shattered from doing this ritual. Okay, and that might be why they were both susceptible to whatever energy attacks came at them, because they both died in the same year. And that's very odd. And they have a child together. So, and Angie was speaking out about how they did her dirty. And so they probably didn't like that. Wow. That's what we're learning about energy. It doesn't matter, what the ritual is. If the ritual is making you feel guilt and shame, then that's an entry point. Those emotions are an entry point for darkness to come in and infiltrate your thoughts. And that's how energy works. And we're learning as we go. We definitely don't know everything. And we've been sent spiritual attacks as well, where we have clocked intrusive thoughts that are not our own. And we've said, okay, that's not what I was thinking. I recognize that as an intrusive thought. And I release that back into love. But if you don't know that it's an intrusive thought, if you don't know how to separate yourself or detach yourself, then you will assume that thought is your own. And so once you start, once you've attached yourself to that negative thought can fester and it can invite more spiritual attacks. Okay. And so Angie's car accident, where, she was hit by the bus, but she didn't die, and she was helped out of the bus by a stranger, and then she was hit by a car, that has to be a spiritual attack, because she didn't die in the way she was originally, supposed to. So let's send another one because we got to finish the job. But the reason why that affected her is because she was a match to that energy. If you can clear your field and overcome your regrets and forgive yourself of your guilt and shame, then you can transmute that energy, and you won't be affected by it because you have a clear field. It's not matching energetically. That's how it works. And D'Angelo, with his pancreatic cancer now, we know, like, in our experience, through our knowledge in our life, in this timeline we're on, we have had many people who have worked with energy manipulation, low vibrational spiritual practices, and one of them has actually got stage 4 cancer from doing magic or doing energy manipulation, and they crossed over. I've talked to her, and she's crossed over, and I found out that she was doing magic. So there's proof of it on her Facebook. So I know for a fact that she was doing magic, and she got stage 4 cancer. And so D'Angelo had pancreatic cancer. If you don't fulfill the contractual agreement that you have, that you were binded to, that you agreed to be a part of, to in order to maintain or sustain this level of notoriety or nobility, then if you don't agree to do it, then you only have two options. Either you do it or you die. Okay, those are your options. And that's why a lot of artists die. There's the 27 club. They die early because they refuse to be, something they thought was going to be the way they thought it was ends up not being what they thought, and they don't want to be a part of it. So that's something that's super relevant with Angie Stone and D'Angelo. All right. Tell us more. We have a little bit longer. I'll try to close it up soon. We'll look in Homer, the Odyssey. Now came a maid to tip a golden jug of water over a silver finger bowl and draw the polished tables up beside them. The larder mistress brought the tray of loaves with many savories of lavish on them. Viands were served by Etonius, and wine and Melonius' son. Then every hand reached out upon good meat and drink to take them, driving away hunger and thirst. At last Telemachus and Nestor's son led out their team to harness, mounted their bright car, and drove down under the echoing entranceway, while red-haired Menelaus, Atreus' son, walked alongside with a golden cup, wine for the wayfarers to spill at parting. Then by tugging them he stood and spoke over the horses' heads. Farewell, my lads. Homage to Nestor, the benevolent king. In my time he was fatherly to me. When the flower of Achaia warred on Troy, Telemachus made this reply, no fear. Thank you. I just said that. No fear, though we shall bear at least as far as Nestor, your messages, great king. How I could wish to bring them home to Ithaca, if only Odysseus were there, if he could hear me tell of all the courtesy I have had from you, returning with your finery and your treasure.
Even as he spoke, a beat of wings went skyward off to the right, a mountain eagle grappling a white goose in his talons, heavy prey, hooked from a farmyard. Women and men at arms made hubbub, running up as he flew over, but then he wheeled hard right before the horses, a sight that made the whole crowd cheer, with hearts lifting in joy. Absolutely. If you want to be immune to spiritual attacks, evil eye projections, whatever got Angie Stone and D'Angelo, you have to know that everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. You're loved. You have, even if you did something you regret that you find hard to overcome, you have to find a way to overcome it, because that's the wound where the light enters, and it's also the wound where the darkness can stay. And so you have to find a way to forgive yourself. You have to find a way to overcome the anger, to walk away from things that don't serve you anymore, to be grateful for the things that you have. One thing that may have made Angie Stone susceptible to this energy is her anger towards what they did to her, but she had to remember and take accountability for the part she played. She enjoyed the wine, she enjoyed the goodies, she enjoyed the loaves of bread, metaphorically saying she enjoyed the fruits of the agreement she made. And the minute it started not to serve her anymore is when she wanted to separate from it. But she should have read the fine print. Both of them should have read the fine print. By doing the ritual that cut them off from protection, the protection was them being able to overcome what they did to be a part of something that they thought they wanted to be a part of. And so the lesson here is, be careful what you wish for. Do you really want this? Is this something you really want? And is this the only way to get it? Spirit said in the beginning, alternate pathways. If you want to be a singer, if you want to have people enjoy your music, do it for the right reasons. Don't do it because you want to be rich, because you want to be famous. Those aren't things that are going to help the collective in itself. You should also want people to enjoy your creations. I want people to feel my soul through this music. I want to share my creations with people. I think it will be fun to share my art with people. Not, oh, I'm going to be famous and I want everyone to adore me and I want people to grovel at my feet. You know, when you're young and dumb and full of fun, that might be something that is very attractive to you. It might be something that's very enticing, but to what cost? Like, we need to think more long term. It might have been fun while she was doing it when they were young, but now fast forward, when you actually step into your energy and you want to be authentically yourself and you don't want to be controlled and you want to be able to create your own things and you want to be able to actually receive the payments that are due to you for your creations, well, then you should have thought about, more long term on how that would look, instead of taking the first opportunity that presented itself to you, and not looking at the fine print, looking a little deeper. So both of them are realizing that, you know, they found love in a hopeless place. They found love in a hopeless place where love is not something that you're allowed to have if you agree to this. That's the agreement. You do a ritual, they have a ritual that cuts you off from protection and love. Name one celebrity that has a healthy, fulfilled relationship. There's not many. All of them go through so many partners that it makes my head spin. And it's the same, you can't have both. You can't be famous and love in this dynamic. And that's just not, that's a very limited pathway to choose for yourself. And so you can't expect to move forward from this energy. That's why it says, give me a sec to compose a text explaining how little I actually care. I'm going to say this, I'm going to say one thing and one thing only. I don't give a fuck. Because this entertainment industry does not give a fuck about you. They don't care about what you need or who you are or as an individual. They don't care about your love life. They don't love you. They don't love you. You're just an object. And so now going forward into the new earth energies, the way that the entertainment industry is not going to match the future energies. It's not going to be needed. We have social media now. People can put their creations on social media and get just as much traction, even more, and have it be a really organic, really loving way to connect and to share your artwork. But back in the day, there were gatekeepers, and the only way you can be famous is if you go through us, and if you sign this contract and you do it this way, and you have to do this and you have to do that, and it's very limiting, and it's contractual and it's binding. If you don't finish out the contract the way that they deem that you should finish it, they cut you off. They say, I don't care about you, and they really like stonewall you. So oh. Any last words? Any last words, D'Angelo and Angie? They did really love each other, though. They had a son, and they're saying to their son, don't worry about being famous, choose joy. We gave you everything that we could, so that way you wouldn't feel like you had to, find fulfillment in strangers or be filled up by strangers. Go out and live your life and be loved and find love. Surrender. Sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you're dying. The ego learns what's hardest to stop trying to control the whole universe. Yeah, absolutely. Angie's saying, I was very angry about the injustices of the entertainment industry. And I was really angry about what they did to me and how they held me back. And I was very angry that I was judged and criticized and not made to feel like I was loved and appreciated. But in her chasing those things from the entertainment industry, this subspecies of humans that are predatory and cold and calculating, she was chasing something she was never going to get, and that was making her susceptible to energy. Okay, that was making her susceptible to negative energy. And so instead of surrendering to things she couldn't control, she thought that she could control it. And by her doing that, it made her susceptible to the energy attack. Okay, so she's seeing that now, that she would have just, let it go to God. Say, God, I don't know what to do in this, but, help me out. But she wanted it to be a certain way. It's like she still wants to be famous, and she still wants to put her music out. But instead of focusing on that, she's like, it was more of like, well, I'm going to do it my way, and I'm going to show them, and I'm going to get my money. I'm going to go out, and I'm going to tell everybody what they're doing. And it's not in love. And like I said at the beginning, love is the answer. You want to have things go in your favor, then you need to be an energetic match for it first. And you need to overcome your regrets and your fears, and you need to match divine energy. If you're not matching that, then you're not going to receive an experience that matches that. If you want a positive outcome, then you have to be a positive anchor. Okay? Even if you are having an injustice done to you, you have to trust and surrender that Yeshua, that Creator, that your angels will guide you in the right direction. But you can't do it on your own. You need divine guidance. Realization. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in this world. Yes, it's like these two people wanted to keep trying to do it the way they did it before. They were limited by their own beliefs, that they were stunted because of what they did in the past. And so because they still had that in their mind and they didn't overcome that emotional obstacle, they received obstacles that matched their emotions. Okay, does that make sense? Soul time. The frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge. Didn't I just say that? They were bound to the old way they did things, and so it wasn't allowing them to receive a new way of doing it, to emerge in a new timeline where it's going to be done differently, because they were so that's the thing about old thinking. You have to be flexible. You have to be able to pivot. You have to be like water, like Bruce Lee said. We did a reading with Bruce Lee. And he's like, you have to be able to know what's right for you and what's not. Like we said in the beginning, if something's meant for you, it'll be easy. If you keep trying to push something and you keep getting obstacle after obstacle, just like in this movie we watched last night, it was The Girl in Room 10. This evil husband kept trying to get the heiress's inheritance because she was going to pass away. And every time he tried to do something, another obstacle that he didn't plan for. And instead of surrendering to that and viewing that as it's not going to work, I'm going down the wrong path, I keep receiving obstacles, he kept pushing and pushing to have it go the way he wanted it to go. And that's what happened in this scenario. They kept pushing and pushing for things to work out in the way that they thought with their egoic mind how it should be, instead of asking for guidance to get a higher perspective of another route or another way that it could go, an alternate pathway. And so it made them susceptible to energy attacks. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That was a big one. Oh, hold on. I wanted, thank you so much to Angie and D'Angelo. I'm going to close this session out. We're going to be back tomorrow with a true crime. I just wanted to hold, please. I just want to say the right name for who we're going to bring through. Oh, here. There, Taylor Casey from Chicago. We're going to be doing true crime for a missing woman, Taylor Casey. She disappeared in 2024 June from a yoga retreat in the Bahamas. Her phone was later found in the ocean, and her family believes she may have been targeted as is dissatisfied with the local investigation, leading them to ask for FBI assistance. The investigation is still ongoing, and there have been no further updates on the whereabouts since the discovery of her phone and her journal. So we're really excited to try to connect with Casey. We're going to see if we can get a higher perspective, see if we can get some answers, some closure, some emotional tidbits, maybe some clues as to what happened to her. That's going to be tomorrow morning. So we hope to see you there. We'll be here at 6 a.m. We'd love to have you. Thank you so much for all you do, for being here. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're subscribing so you know when we're posting. We do post every weekend, and sometimes we'll do like a random one in between if we're called to. But we love you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.